So did VAR ruin your World Cup or are you just a Messi fan? No, not gonna do that. I'll stick to tech for this video. Deep into the stoppage time of the round of 32 game between Portugal and Croatia, Croatia's Josko Guardiol found the back of the net, and this meant that Croatia would now have a chance to defeat Portugal and advance to the round of 16. The stadium went into an absolute frenzy, and it was like time just froze. But referee Espanescas delayed the restart, and after some time, Croatia's goal was wiped out of the scoreboard, and Portugal were through to the round of 16. To the naked eye, the decision was completely baffling because look, there was no obvious signs of any foul or offside. But here's the thing, the decision did not come from a broadcast camera. It came from an invisible microchip that is inside the football. Visually, slow motion footage could not prove that he'd even barely brushed the ball. But the embedded sensor inside the ball registered a distinct data spike, almost like a literal heartbeat, which indeed proved that the ball grazed Mantanovic's head, resetting the offside line and proving that Mario Pasalic, another player from the team, was in an illegal position. And thus, the goal was overturned and wasn't given to Croatia. On BBC punditry, a fuming Wayne Rooney did not hold back. He said that it's onside. I don't care what information you give me. So yes, tech has been an integral part of this year's World Cup, but it has left many opinions divided. You need to understand that this technology is an absolute engineering marvel. The 2026 official match ball, the Adidas Trionda, houses a tiny inertial measurement unit, an IMU sensor, developed with Kinexon. It tracks ball acceleration and movement in 3D space, blasting telemetry data to officials 500 times every single second. So identifying the offside line isn't the hardest part. Pinpointing the exact millisecond the pass is made is the hardest part. If the timing is off, even by a hair's width, the relative positions of every sprinting player changes completely. That sensor provides that flawless, objective timestamp. But here's where the textbook explainer hits a brick wall of pure controversy. What if machine-generated data contradicts every single thing that you can see in the field and on the stadium? We saw this blow up recently in the Norway vs England quarterfinal game. So Norway's goalkeeper launched a skywards goal kick, which appeared to visually strike the Skycam cable and came straight down to the ground. Ideally, as per the rules, the game should have been stopped and restarted, but the referees let it slide, which eventually led to Jude Bellingham scoring the equalizer for England. FIFA quickly issued a statement defending the goal, claiming that the ball's internal sensor showed no peak in the heartbeat while in the air. Norway's manager was completely shocked on the touchline, yelling that the ball dropped like a stone right in front of the bench. Fans and experts were left asking a terrifying question. Is the tech actually making the right calls? Or are we blindly letting unprovable sensor readings gaslight our own eyes? FIFA uses a dual-layered tracking setup. So we've got the cameras. We've got 16 dedicated optical tracking cameras that sit high above the stadium, capturing over 150 million data points per match. And then we've got the models. Before the tournament, all 1,248 players were digitally body scanned. This system maps the live camera data onto these exact digital models, and they're not generic stick figures. So when you match the ball's timestamps with the camera data, you get something called as a semi-automated offside technology. It calculates the geometry instantly and in no time alerts the referees. So where does VAR fit in? Think of it as the ultimate control room. So FIFA has set this up in a centralized location in Dallas, Texas, feeding in all the data from matches across the United States, Mexico and Canada. But this remote setup hit its boiling point during the explosive round of 16 game versus Egypt and Argentina, where several decisions caused absolute fury among the fans. The remote hub in Dallas pulled the game backwards a massive 20 seconds into a previous phase of play to disallow Egyptian goal for a minor foul. While Egypt still managed to cleanly push their lead to 2-0 minutes later, the real catastrophe hit in stoppage time. Tied at 2-2, Egypt was denied a late penalty for a shirt pull inside the box, only for Argentina to immediately counterattack and score a 92nd minute winner. The controversy grew so toxic that FIFA had to make an emergency protocol change mid-tournament. So, starting in the quarterfinals, they began rushing primary and reserve VAR officials directly into the physical stadiums to act as a localized safeguard. So, meanwhile on the pitch, two other systems are running. We've got the goal line technology that's totally separate from the VAR, basically high-speed cameras which command the line and the millisecond the entire ball crosses. It sends an encrypted ping directly to the referee's watch, basically with zero delay. Then we've also got the referee cams where referees themselves are wearing cameras built right into their headsets. And to stop viewers from getting motion sickness, an AI stabilization system is developed by Lenovo that smoothens the footage in real time. So it's basically beaming the referee's literal point of view over a private 5G network, so fans like you can see exactly what the officials saw. As we're approaching the final stages of the World Cup, why wouldn't it be dramatic if a last second decision that's governed by technology decides who the winner of the World Cup is? Well, whether or not you're a fan of technology at the FIFA World Cup will depend on which team you're supporting and whether they won the trophy or not.